Good morning, and welcome to Friday, the 20th of February. I would like to pay my respects to the spirits of the land where we had a little bit of that we've lost a chicken. We've got a mama chicken with a sore face, and we've only have two babies now. So the nature has taken its course, and I don't know, I reckon it was a qual, maybe, but yeah, now we only have two babies. So we now have the moon in Aries. It moved into Aries at 6:39 this morning. And we've got a couple of things happening today. The big one being Saturn is conjunct Neptune this evening at 11 p.m. And I am just actually going to go and confirm that while I'm talking to you guys. Let's have a look at the grid. Oh, actually, no. That would be now. Okay, let's have a look. Hang on. No. It is this evening. Let's go and yep. Okay, so it is. It's at 11 p.m. tonight. All right, so that is amazing. We have been waiting for this for a very long time. They've been getting so close. Like we had that, was it last year? They came within 30 seconds of each other. Anyway, all right, so here's where we have all of these. I mean, we're seeing all the military actions happening because of belief systems and fundamentals, like all the wars. Basically, it's either religious or for power. Obviously, excuse me, land. But we also had Andrew Mountbatten Windsor got arrested last night. So here is Saturn with his hard lessons going, mate, you thought you were going to get away with it because of your privilege? Doesn't work that way. So I reckon this is now the beginning of how many people we're going to see get taken down because they think they're above Saturn's lessons or they're above the law. They think, there's those boundaries don't count for me, those strict regulations. Oh, I'm above that. No, you're not. No, you're not. So that's going to be interesting to really start to see the dominoes fall. So let's quickly read the words and then I can go off the back of that. All right. So, like I said, the moon is in Aries. So, do you want to rush ahead, but you don't have a map? Are you just going with the flow down the rapids, or do you have a life preserver to keep your head above water? Maybe the vision and the reality have yet to come into focus. Whatever the case, don't be disheartened. Just keep making steps in the right direction. And I need to check those last words because, yeah, they just keep making steps in the right direction because I didn't finish them off. so, um, so yeah, it's really quite interesting. We've still got a lot of that stuff in Pisces. All right, so there's still all of this. So what do we got in Pisces? Hang on now. So we have the Sun is at 1 degree, the North Node is at 8, Venus is at 11, and Mercury is at 19. Now Mercury goes retrograde at 22 degrees on the 27th. So next week, Mercury is going to go retrograde, but Saturn, Neptune, and the Moon are all at 0 degrees. So they reached that point at 8 a.m. this morning. So again, with the hard ideological lessons, the wanting to get ahead and do the things, but you're not quite sure because Neptune's adding a little bit of confusion and like, oh my God, what direction do I go in? Whereas the moon is just like, we've got to go, we've got to do the thing. I need some action, I need some energy. But Saturn's like, whoa, back there, Nelly. I'm gonna give you some rapids to go down. So you've still got these hard lessons to learn. So I mean, don't take it personally. These lessons are valuable. Just like Andrew, he's probably like really disgusted right now in himself because the law's finally caught up with him. So now at 2 p.m., we also have the moon sextile Pluto. So here's some more things getting dragged up from the underworld. So again, with the hard lessons today. After 2 o'clock, we have the moon starting to in conjunct the south node, another one that says where you're at, you might be comfortable sitting where you're at, but is it the ideal place for you to be sitting? Maybe, I don't know. So I mean, yeah, that cup is empty. So Pluto showing. So yeah. That's blah, 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 sorry. So the sextile to Pluto is at 2, and that's when that inconjuncted the South Node starts. So maybe the truth that comes up, you are able to then offload. I don't know why I keep going to this offloading with the South Node. I don't know. I just keep seeing it as a bin, as an empty cup, as a place that you're sitting in, but it's not giving you anything. It's just your comfort zone. Whereas that North Node is, that place of yearning, a place of, if I want to be better in life, I need to go that way. I need to follow my spirit. I need to follow the universe. And I wonder if that Neptune, the Saturn Neptune, is making that reality a little bit of a hard lesson as well. So yeah, so let me just click the button, and I feel like I've not quite got my words in action this morning. Oh, look at everybody. Good morning, Kath. Good morning, Christy. Hello, Alicia. Helen, how are you? Good morning, Paulette. Hey, Sam. Love my sisters here. Good morning, Robin. Hello, Sally. How are you? Good morning, Mikkel. Good morning, Susan. And hello, Karen. Oh, look at my crew. You're all wonderful. So so yeah, how is everybody feeling? All right. So now that everything is firmly in Aries, all right. So we are going to obviously have this month of the Sun in Pisces and Mercury going retrograde. So I mean, I was saying to you last week that Mercury retrograde, I instantly felt it. Instantly, it's somewhat calmed down a little bit. I'm not sort of noticing as much tech issue, but I think this one's going to be massive, guys. It's just going to be massive because Mercury is in detriment, all right? So he's already confused and wishy-washy, and then he's going to be like, I don't know, the drag. So you remember that analogy of when a planet goes retrograde, it's like when you go around a roundabout really fast and you get that, inertia. So the inertia that Mercury is going to get, again, this is just an analogy that I'm sort of feeling, is that it's like the distorted reality. Like you've got gravity, you've got G-force, everything's like, whoa, what's going on? Maybe your stability is feeling a little bit unearthed. Well, because that's exactly what it is. It's in water. Go back down the rapids. Do that sort of rapid analogy. So yeah, even though we might be spiritually connected with our hearts and minds, with that Venus and Mercury in Pisces, it might just feel a little bit weird and distorted. So yeah, so the Saturn Neptune hard spiritual lessons could be another one that you're going through. Maybe you're okay, it's starting to flow now. Maybe you're in a position where you are questioning your maybe you've had a belief for a long time that now you are questioning the validity or reality of it, potentially. Please pop it in there if you're having any of these type of experiences. Maybe you're just like Mikkel, I just got you then, the hard won persistence at your modality. All of you here are spiritual people. Are you finding that because you have had that consistent effort while Saturn was in Pisces, you are now starting to see the payoff, all right? Because Neptune rules Pisces. So with that Saturn Neptune coming along all this time, you're starting to see the rewards for effort well done. I know I am. I did my second 2,500 word essay yesterday, and I just was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm looking at my board now and I'm like, my brain did that. I was saying to Mick before, it's like, it's not a, it's just, I don't know. I can't explain it in the fact that I'm like, oh my God, I did that. All right. So getting to a point at this age where I just didn't believe that I was able to do something, but the consistent effort and the things that I had to go through to get here, and I'm seeing the rewards because I was just determined. So hopefully you are having those type of experiences as well. All right, so let me click the button again. Do, do. Good. Yes, Julie. You always just make it. It's totally fine. With the South Node representing the past, wouldn't we all want to offload in that aspect? Absolutely. Absolutely, Christy. And look at you forging ahead through persistent action and belief in yourself. All right, let's draw a card. Yesterday I was questioning whether I wanted to do these ones, so today I am going to. All right, now when I do this, I will have a look at the weekend report because I am driving tomorrow at 8 a.m. So I won't be able to do a weekend. But like I said, I'll do this and then I'll do a quick weekend report for you guys because it is going to be an interesting weekend. Yes, it is going to be interesting. All right, what card is going to be amazing? I feel like the mythology of this is also going to be very relevant. This one. What is this one? Ooh, the Nine of Swords. Okay, the Furies or the Fates are in here. He looks like he's getting an awful song sung to him. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of you already know what the Nine of Swords is, but let's have a look and see who that is after I grab my glasses. Okay. Nine of Swords. Okay. So the Nine of Swords is Austeus, standing with his hands covering his ears. Behind him, the three Furies, menacingly and in a mass of grey cloud, each hold three swords, and nine swords point towards the young prince. All right, okay. So it reflects an experience of great fear and anxiety. This is a card of nightmare or fantasy impending doom that does not necessarily manifest as a concrete event, but is frightening and painful because of the sheer power of the fantasy. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? With Saturn coming up and making your fears like showing you the reality. So Neptune creates fantasy and fear, and Saturn comes through and gives you the reality of the situation. So that's actually quite relevant. All right, so Austeus has fulfilled his task and killed his mother. Oh my God, I don't know this myth. But now the Furies pursue him. But by their very nature, they are not corporeal. They cannot physically harm him or strike him down. They torment him through guilt, through fears, and fantasies of destruction. Wow, okay, so on a divinatory level, the Nine of Swords heralds a period of great anxiety and foreboding about the future. It is important to examine where guilt about the past may lay behind such fears rather than being enslaved by them to one's future detriment. All right, I actually sort of I get that. I really get that. So, what are the fears that are potentially holding you back? And is Saturn now coming through and saying, like, what is the reality of the situation? Can we offload those past fantasies? All right, is it real? Is it real? There's a sound bite that Mysterious Universe used to use, and it was like, is it real? I'll have to find it so I can play it, but yeah, like is Saturn coming up and going, no, this is the reality of the situation. So I don't know how long it is until they pass each other. Let's have a look. Let's go forward a week or so. Yeah, Saturn's going to pass quite quickly. So it gets to 2 degrees within 2 weeks. So by the time that we have the next eclipse, Saturn will be a degree past. So yeah, I think we are in eclipse season. We are right in the middle of, or not in the middle, but we're in that portal. I suppose we're coming up to the middle. Monday will be the middle. But what are the future directions that have been exposed? Because remember, this Aquarian eclipse was the first of the Leo eclipse axis that we're going into. And then the next one is back into Pisces. All right. So we've got that future direction. We've got, where you're actually at spiritually, collectively, where are the subconscious things that are still yet to be exposed, that are the things that are causing you fear and fantasy to stop going in that right direction. There you go. Tied up in the end. All right, let's just say, there we go. I'll just see what's going on here. Good morning, Amanda. How are you? Oh, and some limericks from Bohemian Rhapsody are popping up in their head. Oh, there we go. I love that. Which ones? All right, so let's have a quick look at the weekend. All right, so Saturday, some self-control may be required. Don't rush into things tomorrow, okay? So you may be the only one to suffer, especially if it was a habit that you so that was a habit that you have had. Now you at least have some sort of plan. So again, if you had the tendency to just go rush into things, stop, revive, survive, or maybe stop, review, write a plan, and then off you go. So, you know, sometimes patterns are hard to get out of, and you just, if you're not paying enough attention, can slip very easily into those things. All right, so there is that for tomorrow. And then Sunday, try to get all of your, I would normally say Saturday morning cartoons where you chill out in the morning. But on Sunday, it's get up and get shit done so that after 10:30, when the moon moves into Taurus, that's when you can go on a picnic or go and hang out with family, go do things that are going to make you feel safe, secure, and loved. So there is also a really good opportunity for conversations around the things that you really value in relationships on Sunday. So if you do feel confident and comfortable enough to have conversations with people, then honesty and, you know, allowing things to naturally evolve. That's more of a Sunday thing. So yeah, so don't rush into things Saturday, get shit done Sunday morning, and then enjoy the rest of Sunday after, say, 10:30, 11 o'clock. So I hope that is a very quick run up for the weekend for you, but the words obviously will be there for you. But yeah, I'm going to be driving. So that's pretty much me. Wishing us all awesome new beginnings and freedom from fear. Thank you. Uh, Fear, Saturn, Fantasy, Neptune. Absolutely. Kath is getting Pigs of War. Yeah. Love that, Kath. Love it. All right, guys, that's me. I've got a couple of charts to do for a reading at work today. And then I've got my tutor at 11, which I'm excited about. And yeah, I hope you all have a fabulous day full of all the brilliant things in life. So, mwah, and I will see you guys on Monday. Bye.